Oh yeah, definitely. I hear people from LA or New York come here and they are re-inspired because of how new everything is in Georgia and how passionate, creative, and driven the people here are, and welcoming too. So they love the culture, and it's a different environment.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, of course, is I grew up here, so my family is here. But I mean, like growing up, as I started in acting, like LA was still the biggest when I first started. But as I progressed, over the years, Atlanta's starting to rise as the biggest, industry for acting, and film right now. And so by now, the time it makes sense for me to move anywhere, the best place for me to be is Atlanta. I think it's definitely affected the artistic community in the state as a whole. I mean, just from over the past few years, just from the film industry moving down here, people who aren't even like just music, films like that, other stuff like that, just different mediums, art, everything like that has just been blossoming. You have new artists, new musicians, stuff like that, just coming up, and they're all based in Atlanta, coming out of Atlanta, and then they try to also fuse with the film industry, stuff like that, and they kind of intermingle down here. That's another thing about the culture down here that's really amazing. Well, of course, that's brought a lot more because of the tax credits, but even more than that, I think the people here in Atlanta, just the genuine, just good vibe about the people down here in the South. It's very welcoming to a lot of people, I feel like.
So one of my teachers at the college I was at in Michigan recommended a school to me for acting in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I moved there, was there for 2 years, and then Atlanta made the most sense. I mean, LA is very saturated, and if you're not 6'1", washboard abs, wavy blonde hair, the stereotype, you'll get lost in the masses. And then New York, well, it just intimidates me. And Atlanta, I'd been on a couple sets here in town, and they just made the most sense. There are a lot of things that wouldn't even film here if they weren't able to save so much money. I mean, it's such a gift to be able to film here, especially for anyone coming into the industry from whatever aspect of filmmaking, just because there's so many opportunities. The tax incentive really helps, give opportunities to people like us that want to make movies and want to make with people that already know how to do it, and then that just inevitably will make us better. With that money, it's allowed for new things to bloom or prosper, whatever, metaphorical word you want for it. But the Beltline has now become a cultural icon of Atlanta, and things are filming along the Beltline, off of the Beltline, on the Beltline, like all the time. There are new spots, like I'm in Decatur here. There are places filming all the time because of the culture of of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, Blackhall Studios is a great studio. It's growing so fast, and the team and people over there are really great and inspiring to work with. And so I'm thankful that we were able to work together, and they took a chance on me, and I was able to direct and write with my wife. We wrote and I directed their first original feature film, Schoolhouse, which the title may change now that it's going into distribution, but it's been very exciting. I'm worried that it still comes up and that it's an issue, but I'm not worried since it was attempted before, and I think the industry's stronger now than it was even in 2016. So I'm not really worried about it. I feel like that's such a huge part of Georgia's economy, and it's a great part of what keeps this state going, and it's such a driving factor in why a lot of people move here.
I feel like it does concern me in the sense that if it does happen, there would be a lot less business here. I mean, of course, Disney is one of the biggest in film in Georgia right now as well, and I want to hopefully work with them on something soon. And for them to leave would be just tremendously a loss for us, especially down here in Georgia.
I have a lot of thoughts on it. If I'm being politically correct, I think that just let people be who they want to be, let them love who they want to love. Well, I have a lot of very close friends who I love with all my heart that their lives would be affected by this. I don't want that for them. If there's already the warning and or threat of potentially relocating because of this one bill, it doesn't seem like it's a good idea.